Daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Let's go.
Get up on you gonna learn today.
Daddy, chill.
Call me daddy.
Oh my. We're so back, bro. We're so back. Oh. We made it through the treacherous draft week. Last week was opening day of draft or opening week of draft. We did a hell of a few days, right?
Yeah, I think we did 3-4 days straight.
Three strong days.
Very strong days.
Strong. That was fun. Obviously, we pulled the Brady. We pulled the gold Tom Brady 24 out of 50. That was really good for the page. It was good content. Unfortunately, we pulled it on FaceTime. I wish it was on live, but we have a big customer in AMC. He hit us up on that morning and was like, hey, I got meetings all day after 10 a.m. Can we do some FaceTime rips? I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Pop on the live or pop on the video on Instagram video. He's just rolling. Jumbo box, going back and forth, grabs an HTA case. It's like second box in. And I knew right away because I saw the gold on the back and the border wasn't like a prospect border. And I knew it wasn't an insert auto. And I'm like, I told him, I said, dude, we did it. We did it. I flipped it over and I saw the Expo logo and I was like, we did it. We did it. And he's like, what? And I was like, dude, we hit a Brady auto. And he was like, you think, swear to God. He goes, yeah, I pays for the case, right? I said, pays for the case, dude. This is probably 15 grand. And he was like, no way. And I said, AMC, listen, dude, listen to me when I say this. Listen to me. That's a big card. And then that's when I knew it was big because fucking Sleevey leans over and goes, I'll fucking give you 10K for that right now. I'll give you 10K for that right now.
Sleevey getting in there like swimwear.
Yeah.
Sleevey doesn't buy a lot of cards or anything like that. So for him to say that, that's like a big
deal.
Big
thing. He's very conservative. But that card has been so big for the channel. We've really milked out the content for that card. We really got a lot of views on the card. We sent it off. It got a PSA 10.
Yes.
Sean, High End Case Breaks. Shout out to fucking Sean at High End Case Breaks. If you're not grading with him or Santos, you're fucking up. All right. And ironically, we have Santos coming on the pod after today's pod. And now I'm going to segue because talking about content and influencing and the whole like aspect of pushing a page and what a card can do for your page as a breaker. I'm going to bring in our guest today. His name is Paul. He runs the Card Dome on Instagram. I'm pretty sure are you on Twitter too?
I mean, I have a Twitter account, but it's like, it has like 40 followers.
No Me too.
So,
Me too.
Yeah,
you got YouTube too. I know that. You post your reels on YouTube.
Yeah.
I saw that as well.
That's
nice.
Good. How's it going, dude? How's it going? Fucking
It's going good.
Give us a little intro. Like what, let everyone know, what you do.
So I mean, as you said, my name is Paul. I run the Card Dome. It's just me. Everybody thinks that there's like a team behind me that does it. There's not. It's just me. To put it shortly, the Card Dome is a multimedia page. It's a sports media page that has like the basis of cards and collectibles and wants to put it mainstream, right? So biggest influence to that was, I don't know if anybody that's a sneakerhead out there likes, sneakers. They follow Nice Kicks, maybe Hypebeast, right? Hypebeast magazine, all those, platforms out there. I was, scrolling through one day and I said, there's nothing like this for cards. Like everything is just so just vanilla. There's nothing with any sort of flavor or anything. So I said, I'm going to make something, mainstream that I want to, put together. So I made the Card Dome and I said, okay, I'm going to talk about some of the biggest things in sports and connected to cards, vice versa, some of the biggest breaks, which has transformed into the same content, plus putting up reels of different, I create certain cards, right, with the design and everything.
No,
Um,
those are fucking sick. We were talking
Thanks.
about it.
The Tom Brady
The
AI
Tom
you did
Brady,
was crazy.
the
That video.
Otani
Ohtani?
card. I almost want to be like, why isn't Topps reaching out to this guy for design aspects? Because I'm sure, and you incorporate a lot of AI into it, right? With that's like,
Yeah.
why aren't they using that? It's so
It's a
cool.
new thing.
It's badass.
I think I mean not to like cut you off, but like I think that the whole thing is like I'm always open if they're watching this.
Oh, there's a couple because I get some text messages on the back end on things that I say, if I push them some buttons. So
Yeah, if anybody from like Panini, Tops, anybody is watching this, message me. That's all you have to do. My email is thecarddomain@gmail.com. You can message me anytime.
yeah, what about
anytime.
Leaf? What about Leaf?
Yeah, can't forget
Leaf,
them.
Leaf too. Hey,
All right,
well,
all right.
Leaf does Leaf. I mean, well, the thing with Leaf is they actually have already started to do that, right? I've seen you can tell in their stuff. I have seen their cards, so that's why I left them out. Not because I don't like them, is because I've seen that they've already started to implement sort of that kind of that technology. But
When did you start the card dome? Was it COVID?
Yeah, so it was 2022 actually. So it was
Okay.
it wasn't at the peak, and I probably should have started at the peak to be honest with you. Looking back on it, like seeing where I am now, had I known then what I know now, if I started back then, it would have been,
Hey, you got to
hopefully better.
start sometime though. You got to start.
I started late
Exactly.
too.
The best
Yeah.
thing to do is just start and just
Just do it.
go. That's the
have to do
same
it.
thing with this podcast. And when like my wife just said, you gotta just record. You just fucking sit and listen. Shout out to my wife real quick. And I don't want to steer this. And I told you what I tell you on the phone. I said we're gonna go off some tangents. Yesterday was her birthday. Okay. It's been a fucking hectic week for me. Okay. Yesterday's her birthday. Tomorrow's our 10-year anniversary. Okay. And then Christmas. Every year, this
Let's
like
go.
10-day span is an absolute whirlwind. I have no socks on. I'm pissing out my ass because I had 2 cups of coffee this morning. I'm like, I'm stressed out because of this birthday yesterday, the new fucking New Year's and anniversary, all this stuff. And my clothes aren't clean, but you know what? We're here. And you know what? Shout out to her because she was the one that said that about both things, about going solo on the breaking side, about doing the podcast, and she's the one that pushed me to do the reels. And I think it's very important while you're on here is because the reels is what changed our entire fucking foundation. It really has.
100%.
So like talk about how important those are and how that's because you have more followers than us. I think you have like 22,000
20 to 22 or somewhere around there.
on
Right?
Instagram.
21.
Yeah.
It's
And
almost
that's
a 21.
good because the stuff that you do, people fucking absorb that. They just want like a sponge. They just want to soak that up. So talk
Yeah.
about like how important those are to you and how frequently are you even posting?
Well, before I get into that, shout out to your wife because I want to just go on that for a second. No, but seriously, like if there's somebody in your life has to push you like that. If somebody's saying something like that, just go for it. Like you said, go for it. Right. Having that support system is key. Right. And if, had she not have said the things, we wouldn't be talking today. So, I mean, it's just crazy how everything works, but how frequently I post literally like I post every single day. Sometimes it's like more times of what people might want. And it's a different thing. So it's, if I see a cool card, I'll post about it. If I see something cool, and the thing with the reels and everything, I've really been, having the goal in my head saying, all right, so let's get people that don't get into cards. They know nothing about cards. I don't want people, I mean, I do want people that are into the hobby, but whenever I get somebody that doesn't understand cards, they're sports fans, but they never seen cards and collectibles, right? And then they see the page and they're like, oh, wow, right? No matter what it is, right? They see it and there's exposure to it, right? And when they go into the page, they click on a video, they say, oh, what's this guy? Okay. And then they see a plethora of content, different, just posts and this got pulled and one of one, the bounties and everything. So that is something that I really try to keep fresh and active. So that way, when people do see it, they see something new and it's like, oh, he's active on here. It's not like 5 months ago he posted something.
Yeah.
Right. It's current. So, and I want it to be current. I don't want I don't want to fall behind. right? I have since 2022, I have about like 1,600 posts, all made by me, videos made by me, right? And it's just crazy to think how far it's come. And I think I will say this little story time. The way that I got 20,000 was it started in August of 2023, right? I was at
Not too long ago.
yeah, I was at 3,600, right? Followers. I put a video out about Steven Adams. Like it was a fan interaction. You may have seen it scrolling through the feed. And it was just telling a kid, say please. 7 seconds, right? I put it up. I put up a couple videos before. It was pretty good, right? I got like, 10, 20K on some of them. That one, I was at work and I kept refreshing my page because I had it up on my computer too. And it was just like 100K. And then I refresh it again, 200K. And then I refresh it again, 300, 400, 500.
Now
By the
this is views, right?
This is views.
Yeah.
But likes too.
Yeah.
This is views and likes, right?
Yeah.
And then I got to when I got home. This was all in like a 4-hour span, so about like 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then I got home. It was at like 1 million views, and then the likes just kept on just rolling in. My phone just kept constantly popping up. Like I don't have my ringer on purely because of that, right? But I had all the notifications coming in, and I was like, "Holy crap!" That's insane. Like 1 million views for that. And now
And
that
it's
video's
something
at
you
10.
probably never thought it would do, right? It was just a video that you put up. Sometimes it's just like throw it at the wall and it sticks. And that's I feel that way with us too. Like videos that I'll post, I go, dude, I'm like, this is like 16,000 views. This video stinks, dude. I put this together in 12 seconds. This sucks.
Exactly. It's always those videos that you never expect to be, the ones that stick to people. But I feel like I've noticed that the ones that get people emotional, right? Like that
Yeah.
one was like, oh, that's nice. He's telling the kid to say please, right? I put up one recently, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, about Logan Paul. Like he got the fake card, right? He got the fake Pokemon card. He paid $2 million for it. And he punched the window, right? And that video is not new. That video is like a year old, right? I put it up, recycled it. I still get notifications today, and it's almost at 15 million views and about 500,000 likes. And it's just like you said, it's just those random videos. You never know. You could put the same exact type of video, like 5 of them in a row. One of them will just catch. All the other ones will just go mediocre. But
I've seen it. We had a card we pulled two years ago. We pulled the Dominique Wilkins 1 of 1 out of Immaculate Reebok pump. It's a pump card.
yeah,
Like it's like literally one of a kind. And every so often it gets reposted by the same people. Like they cycle them back through. And I'm like, and I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, this guy just fucking reposted this shit again on Twitter. I'm like, this guy did it last year. It's like almost like they just want to try to get it to hit that algorithm, right? We were talking about that on the phone before. Like the algorithm is so important especially when it comes to Instagram. Instagram, I feel they push what they want to push. And I don't know how it works, because I told you, it was like, your stuff wasn't coming up on my feed for the longest time. We started having a DM interaction, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to see it, and then he's talking about it, and then I'm seeing it more, and then I'm seeing your stories, which I never would see. So sometimes it's just like the algorithm's super weird.
Yeah,
And
no,
go ahead.
I've seen it too. I mean, like with the a soccer player that I know, he's actually into cards. Tosin Adarbiayo. He runs Tosin Collectibles, so that's his card page, and he runs the Huddle FC as well, where he posts just like a bunch of soccer cards. It's basically like the Card Dome, but just soccer.
Yeah,
right?
The soccer dome.
And,
yeah.
I like that.
Hey, write that down.
Yeah, I am.
Hey, get that page before he does.
Yeah, write that
Exactly, right?
Already copyrighted.
I'll sell
it. No, but it was crazy because he came back from injury, and I just messaged him being like, "Hey, good to see you back playing on the field." Right after that, I just got like his team's post, his brother's post. I got like everything of like known to man about anything related to him. Right. I was like, just like you said, one DM interaction, I get pull out cards, daddy rips. I get the whole entire thing. I get all the videos. It's just so weird how it works.
Yeah, it
sometimes.
is weird.
how it works.
So
like that.
weird.
Hey, you said you got here in 2022. What's like your backstory? Were you in marketing or media before you came into the Card Dome, or was it just something that you were interested in shoes or whatnot, saw this was, working and you wanted to get it into cards? I'm just curious because there's a lot of people out there that, are not marketing guys, but they have the capability to do this too. It's just putting in the effort at the end of the day. So I didn't have anything background like that either.
Yeah, no. So I started I have no marketing experience. I like design, I like graphics, never done it professional in my life. When I started it, I did a lot of research. Like I was watching sneaker content, not because I collected sneakers, because I can't fit in a Jordan to save my life. I swear. Like my feet are too wide for that. Right. And
You got hobbit feet or what?
I don't know. I mean,
Are they hairy?
No, it's not that. No, it's not that crazy. No, but it was just, I was watching that kind of those videos. And I said, man, why can't cards and collectible and sports collectibles have that? I mean, you have literally the leagues behind it all, right? Supreme and Bape and all those other companies, Off-White, right? They just came out. They just came out of the woodwork. I don't know who any of these people like. I know who Virgil Abloh is now. I know who the person that created Bape. I know the people that create Supreme because they created it. But with cards and collectibles, you have the leagues backing it. The players are part of these leagues. How is this not being put out there more? How is this not being concentrated more? So I kept watching it, kind of studying the content, being like, okay, so what would work? That's when I brought up Nice Kicks, because Nice Kicks, they would put the releases. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that nobody cares about releases in the hobby because they're everywhere. Depending on where it is, everybody hears about, and that's it. Right. And I didn't want to go down that route because I saw a lot of content was like just like that. Right. I didn't want to be the same person as everybody else because that's even worse. Doing everything, and obviously you have your own spin on it. Like everybody, a lot of people do podcasts, but how you do the podcast is the way you become, bigger and you grow a following. Right. So that's, I had no marketing experience. And I just kind of looked at brands. I did research online. I just looked. I said, okay, what colors work? I mean, I've always liked the color green, like that mint green. I've always liked that. Yeah, I mean, that's why I did it. That's why I put that up. So I said, okay, let's do mint green, and I like mint green and black. That just works. So I just did that: mint green, black, and white.
Yeah,
and
mint chocolate chip, baby.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Exactly.
I fucking hate that ice cream, by the way.
I'm not.
I love your logo, but that ice cream sucks, man. I can't stand it.
Anybody that likes like York peppermint patties, I don't understand how y'all do it. Like seriously,
yeah, I think they're serial killers. But go ahead.
I mean, it's like you just brush your teeth and you're eating afterward. Like that's what that tastes like.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's like showering and then going to take a dump.
Exactly.
That's
right?
backwards.
Yeah. But no, but that was kind of how it started, just okay, what works, what will people like? And I was doing a lot of research. I would scroll through just pages on my phone, say, okay, what's relative to just sports? Because I didn't want to do sports cards. I didn't want to do that because I said I want to go outside of the box, right? A lot of the when I changed my face over, right, with those videos, that was inspired by there was a recent thing. These guys were going on what was Omegle, right, and they were doing like these edits, right, and they were just like doing all these crazy things. I said, why not do that for cards, but just show off the card and then just do something wild, change the background, put the highlight in there, create a custom card. That's why I was just like, let's try that. People liked it. People are just kind of like flat, like weirded out kind of by it. I either get it's really cool or it's really weird. I never get like in between. Yeah.
I like weird.
Some people like you, some people don't.
You know what I
mean,
tell my daughters? I swear, I tell them this all the time. I say weird is cool.
It is.
I said, if you're fucking basic and normal, I can't trust you.
Nobody's going to remember you.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's just like, I can't trust you because you're hiding something, like I like a little, be a little weird.
It's that Patrick Bateman thing where it's like, there's just nothing there.
Yeah. There's just nothing there.
Nah. Well, yeah, that's kind of how that just kind of surfaced. And, I just kind of ride the wave, and I don't like doing the same content over and over. I like having like maybe 4 or 5 different types, right?
Yeah.
And they're not intricate. Like everyone like tries like super super hard, right? And it's good to try, but you need to just okay, if something's not working, don't keep pushing at it. Like
Yeah, sometimes the simplicity of the video too, or the reels or whatever the content is better. I've noticed the videos that I'll spend an hour chopping up and cutting and editing and try to make it, oh, I got to make it so perfect, are the ones I'm like, oh, I see like 5,000 likes or 5,000 views, right? And then like the Brady,
Yeah.
I I literally found it on CapCut, put it in there, fucking hit export, posted, and it's got 30,000 views. And it's
Yeah.
like I didn't do anything to do that. It was just it, and sometimes which I always tell him, I'm like, the best times sometimes is the time of day you drop and keeping that video short. Because some people, they can suck it in, like, they can
Yeah.
suck that shit in a lot easier.
Oh
You
yeah.
have a 45-second clip, and a lot of people are sitting there like, okay, waiting for the fucking hit or whatever, waiting for whatever is coming.
Yeah.
And if you have that like 8-second clip, they watch it, they watch it, they watch it again. They're like, oh shit, now let me send it. And those are the ones I see because on the reels you could see how many people are sharing. Those are the
Right.
ones I see the most shares on are like the shorter ones because people want to see like it's like that fast. We're fucking on our phones all day long. I can't imagine how often are you researching for posts because you have to find the like you're not just like about cards and AI. There's like news behind it, and so you probably are on your phone all the time, like watching what people are posting, right, and what cards are being hit, and
Right.
I mean across the whole hobby.
Yeah, it with that, it's so tough. Like if anybody has a simplistic way to do it, please let me know because it's so crazy. Like a lot of the ideas I get, I kind of just say, okay, while I'm scrolling through just aimlessly, no point. Let's like keep a mental note because I'll like I'll just go on my phone, right, and I'll look and I'll just say, okay, no, this is cool, this is cool. And it could be just like a transition. That's it. Has nothing to do. It could be like a fitness video. I don't even do fitness content, right? I don't even care, right? It could be like the coolest transition. I'll save it, right? Because I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, how'd they do that? That's it. Like, and I tell people all the time, hobby content is not something like any sort of like niche. Don't focus so heavily on. Like, focus on like, okay, what's happening in it, but when you're creating content, see what happens outside of it, right? Like I want to see what like if the NBA is posting something, what kind of reels and everything they're putting. I want to see what the MLB is putting up. I want to see what these other creators are putting up. What works? Like you said, the 8-second clip, I have to shorten my clips. I used to put up like longer clips. I thought that the most information possible was the best way to do things. Now, because Instagram wants that shorter instant gratification, I'll do the like I did with the I don't know if you saw the Celtics video I did, the 80s Celtics
I don't think I saw
collage.
that
I
one.
think I ran by it. I don't remember it, but I think I ran by it.
Yeah, it was an 8-second, 10-second clip. All I did was I took this old Polaroid, right? I don't know if people that are listening want to see it, but I took this old Polaroid, I put on a jacket that I have, and I just went like that, and I did like some transition. I put one up today on another page that I have, right? And then that's it. 10 seconds. I put like some 80s music over it. That's it. Nothing else. And people just are like, "Oh, this is cool. Wow, no, nice." But I can put effort into maybe like a 20, 30-second video with information, and they're like, this is boring. Scroll.
Yeah.
It's
Have you
terrible, but
have you
it's
been contacted by anybody like within the hobby to go, hey, what would you charge to be? Because I see like Coach Collectibles, Coach Co. He's sort of partnered with Filth Bomb. He does a lot of their stuff. He does their own stuff, but like the guys in your sort of expertise, like you, Coach Co, Card Trove, the Trove,
yeah, yeah.
and
Find the
then
trove. Yeah,
Gem Mint, like regular just Gem Mint, which they have like the website, but they do posts and stuff. But like, have you been approached by anyone like, hey, we'll pay you, $1,000 a week, and you just pump out all the content, and it's collabed with our channel or whatever?
yeah. So not as much as you might think.
Mhm.
I in the beginning, actually, when I had a smaller following, I have a great relationship with the Collects app guys.
Mhm.
They're really great people. talking with them, and I did do stuff with Philpon before, and then because my schedule, right, life, work,
Yeah.
right, I just was like, okay, I can't, and as they make great content. I love their energy. Their energy is like infectious. Philpon Mike. I mean, like when he's always
Yeah, Mike's a
energetic.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is. I mean, all those guys are like, and
Filthy
they've
Mike and the
created a
boys.
great little community, right? Yeah, they made a great little community of guys that how to make content back and forth off each other. So that's a really cool thing. But as far as reaching out to, I always say to people, my messages are always open. You can message me anytime. Love to hear what you have in store. But the one thing that I always say is, this is my content, right?
yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to change everything for just for one company, right?
yeah,
Because I won't be happy. You won't probably get a good product, right? I mean, everybody knows it though. That's the thing. Like everybody knows that if you're not authentically true to yourself, you're gonna underperform, right? It's you have high expectations and then you get low return, and I don't want to be like that. And there are times where I'm just like, this it just doesn't work, right? But I don't get contacted at all as much. I don't know the reason. It could be because I talk about everybody. I don't know. It's not, and I have nothing against anybody.
yeah.
Doing it.
You'd mentioned that on the phone. Like you try to stay away from the drama, which I
no
like.
drama.
Probably
You know,
smart.
I like to push I like to push the line a little
Yeah,
bit.
baby.
I like to push buttons, but I respect that. I respect no drama. And that's good. Are you a collector at all?
I am a big collector. I'm not like you know, carrying around the big military case, with
yeah.
all the with all the cards inside of it. I think I find the most fun in dollar boxes, finding refractors of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird, all the Paul Pierce. If you put me in front of that, I will be a happy camper.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I love
What's your favorite sport? Is it basketball?
Basketball, I tend to lean more toward because I just know more of it. But I like all the sports: baseball, football, soccer. That's another one. That's kind of an underrated one right now. I'll do any soccer. That's another sport that I could go back and forth with, as far as vintage and modern. I know soccer oddly well. Football, not so much. I know more vintage than I do modern, although I do know some modern players. Um, Baseball, same thing. I know I was exposed to vintage more than I was modern. And I think that's actually a blessing because I get to see the vast history, right? So I get that my scope is super wide, and so I
Yeah.
know who I want to pick up and collect. And if I do see it at a show, I'll be like, "Ooh, this is a good deal for this card because he's a Hall of Famer and he's done all this." So that's kind of my mentality.
Right
into
now,
going into
vintage and Pokemon are the two, like, it's really like the two things that you can't really lose right now with money wise.
Yeah.
Everything else is steadily going down. It has been for a very long time. It's been, I think, an 18-month, or maybe, I don't know, 12, 18-month kind of steady decline. It's great to see Ja back. I could tell you that. That's gonna help. That's gonna help the basketball side of things. I was just talking to somebody about this last night. I mean, the guy went off.
What a great
They won the
first
game.
Yeah.
Like, that's great for the hobby, guys. Like, we should be fucking cheering this on because Brock Purdy's like the only thing that's keeping the football excitement going right now. It's really the only thing. So it's nice to see that. We were talking before we started this about the Tom Brady, how you got just an influx of comments on the Tom Brady Superfractor being pulled on opening day.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this? Because you can't, like, Topps and Panini, they'll never please everybody, right? The Zion logo, man, takes fucking 12 months to get hit, and everyone's going, "Oh, that's sitting in fucking Panini CEO office. That card ain't getting hit," whatever, right? And then on the flip side, you have the Brady Superfractor gets hit on day one, and everyone's like pissed. And I'm like, well, do you want it to get hit? Like, when should it get hit?
Yeah.
When's the fucking time frame? Is it like we got to wait 3 weeks to hit it? Like, I'd rather see it get hit. That way we know that they're not holding back hits.
Yeah,
They're not, they're They're making the product and they're fucking sending it out. They're not going, hey, this is gonna be wave 2, this is gonna be wave 3. We want to make sure this car doesn't get hit for about 4 months because we have fucking 1,000 other cases behind us, i.e. fucking debut patches we could talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk
the
about
MLB
that.
debut patches. The only ones that have been hit on those ones are all shit.
Yeah, dog
They're
shit
not
players.
good
Nobody
players.
big. Nobody actually plays in the league either.
Yeah,
That's a
none
big
of the
thing.
none of the players, the good players that you're chasing, have been hit, and that product sank. It's fucking in the dumps right now, and nobody's ripping it. So, like, how do you, like, when you see that influx? Are you interactive with people in the comments? Like, hey, man, I mean, at least it's getting hit early, you know?
With that, I don't interact much in the comments, depending on what it is, because you know you don't want to pick a fight because with somebody that you, I mean, everybody has like
wrong. Trust me. Anything you say is wrong.
Yeah, no,
there's no winning with the hobby, with like the hobby trolls or whatever.
Oh, it's, I mean, and that's the whole thing too. Like I like that everybody comments, and I 100% want everybody to speak their mind within reason. Obviously, you know, I'm not trying to put anything like, you know, vulgar or anything, but everyone's usually is very civil. And I don't want to put anybody behind, you know, being like, oh, you can't say that some company might, you know, lose their mind. It's like, no, it's just a community post. That's it. But with that, I think that a lot of people are starting to see, and I think it's kind of been not pushed under the rug so much, but kind of not talked about as much, is the fact that the hype that gets put onto these newer products now. And like you said, the value, like debut, just sinks, just absolute anchor. And with that, I think that we need in the hobby, I think we need to start understanding true value now. Because there's a lot of these guys that will not play at the top level. And I'm not trying to say that they're not good players and they're not good talent, but in a new, especially in an econ, and I'm actually shooting a video about this. Well, I already shot it. I'm going to be I'm editing it right now, but it was talking about discretionary income in this day and age, in this economy, right? And talking about how these newer markets of, you know, basketball and football and baseball can be very, very, very risky, and I think have put people in a hole early. And when you have products like that, it tends to, you know, you have the one chase card and then everyone else just kind of falls off. And that's not to say that, you know, you can't gain enjoyment out of it. Trust me. Like, I think that Bowman, you know, I mean, baseball is the toughest because you have 4 tiers. You got single A, double A, triple A majors to go through in order to actually be considered good. Like, that's just how it is.
And by the time you get there, you have to play at the Ohtani fucking level,
right,
for your cards to stay there. I mean, Ohtani cards are coming down. The guy just signed the biggest contract in baseball history. And his cards have taken a dip, obviously, because he's hurt. We don't know if he's going to pitch again. But you, like, the level that you have to play at and the hype behind it, it's so hard. It's not like any other sport. Like football, like Joe Burrow's out for the season. His cards took a hit, but they'll be right back up once he, you know, when people start seeing him fucking throwing a ball again and you know, fucking spring, whatever the fuck, you know, preseason next year, his cards are gonna go back up.
What's he spraying? Do you?
Yeah. So that's the baseball's very tough, and I tell people all the time, like, listen, if you got a guy you're sitting on, fucking unload him. Get your money. Make your money on that guy that you saved for 18 months, waiting for him to get the call up or waiting for him to come up in spring training and do it, raking in spring training. Like, make your money. Because I've told even the biggest guys in Bowman that make the mistake that they think like, oh, Ellie's going to just be this guy forever. Like, he's just going to play like this, like his first 2 weeks, he's going to play like that forever. No, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen that way. So
yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people, then that's the whole thing. Like, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer and be like, oh, all these players that you're collecting are going to be crap, right? it's not so much that, it's the ceiling for a lot of these guys is so incredibly high. Like incredibly high. I've seen cards of legendary players on auction sell for less, autographs
Yeah.
graded for less than some of these guys who have never stepped on the floor, the field, whatever, or whatever surface we're playing on, right? They've never like their value is more than these legends, like Michael Jordan, Gretzky, Scottie Pippen, right? All these older guys, and that's a testament to what is being exposed out there. Now, I try to give more of a vintage side sometimes. I'm trying to get more into it now. I do post a lot of modern things because that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
And again, that's the beauty of the hobby, right? There's always new product. There's always new things to come out, right? And I think that product is good because it creates generations of the hobby. I think one problem that we're kind of seeing is kind of when we were in the 90s, right, with overproduction. We see a lot of overproduction nowadays.
Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's really
It's
I
bad.
mean, the rookie
and
class in baseball.
and I
man.
understand
Yeah.
that I understand that there are companies that want to promote different products and put things out and the designs and the quality. I get that 100%. But when you create overproduction, the rarity goes down. And that's not to say serial number things or, one out of whatever. That's not to say those. It's just across the board. Like I remember when Luca's base rookie card, the base, not even a refractor, just a base rookie card would go and people would send them to PSA, right? And then everybody else had them too because they weren't a tough card to get. It was a base.
No.
No.
And,
You get
and
like
people
3 or
were
4 in
holding
a
them.
case,
Yeah.
Back,
Yeah.
I think 18-19 was like 3-4 base in a case.
Yeah.
I think the PSA, I know the Raws at one point, just because I was giving them out as bounties. The Raws were doing like $200-300 at one point,
Oh, yeah,
just raw
PSA
for a fucking base card.
PSA 10s peaked at $700 a base.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
What
yeah,
are they now? Do you
God.
know?
yeah.
It-
Wasn't
it-
his wasn't his silvers like 4Gs at one point or something?
Well,
Yeah,
silvers
it
were
was
close.
crazy.
Silvers were
Yeah.
at like 1800 to 2000, I think.
Oh, was it that? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
And-
just
It's
absurd.
absurd.
It's crazy. And I think that there's a lot of people that, they might argue being like, oh, well, you just don't want to have like the variety. It's like, no, I want to have variety. I want there to be good cards. And there will be good base cards of players. Like Giannis base rookie cards are going to be worth more than a guy who hasn't played as good as Giannis. Right? That's just matter of fact. But when you have so many of them, right, the value goes away and it goes down. If more and more people just showing up with Luka, Giannis, whoever of their modern day rookie card in a overprinting era, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna get that rarity. We're not gonna get that value, and that's a problem. And I think what the companies are trying to do is, I understand that they're trying to create. I know that Topps, what is it called? Cosmic Orbit,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. Yeah,
They have a lot. They added a lot in the last 2 years. It's getting out of control, actually.
and I'm all for the, if you want to have a different set, cool. Sneakers come out with different variations of Jordans all the time, different collaborations, different everything, right? I'm all for it. But but with sneakers and with streetwear, there was a limited amount, and then they never made them again. That was it.
Yeah,
It was gone. It was
that's
gone for a week,
genius.
right? We haven't done that yet. I don't understand why.
Yeah, like
Like-
they should stagger. It's like, hey, Topps Chrome Cosmic is going to be once every 4 years, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Topps Chrome Gilded is going to be once every. So they stagger these products. So it's like, hey, the even years you're going to get these kind of products, or the odd years, whatever, however they can do it. I mean, I told somebody within Topps one time. He goes, how many drops do you think we should have a year? I said 12. He goes, 12. I go, yeah, one drop a month. I said, why not? I said, take all the Topps Chrome products and put them in one fucking product. It's one product. Topps Chrome is
Right.
just one product. So you can hit the Gilded, you can hit the Cosmic, you can hit, that's obviously a fucking pretty outlandish idea. But I told him, I was like, the problem we're having is like every week, oh, new release, new release, new release. And the shelf life has gone from this to this. And within 3 days, the product's fucking dead. Topps Chrome Black just released on Friday. That product is ass. That product is gone. No, I'm serious. It's gone.
Yeah.
I have 3 cases sitting in my rip room. It's just collecting dust. I can't sell them. We went on Fanatics Live. We couldn't fucking sell them. We couldn't do breaks. And the best card in the entire case was probably a $30 card. I'm not kidding you. It was probably a $30
Was it
card.
Jimmy Rollins?
Jimmy Rollins, like gold auto. It's like,
Oh,
listen,
yeah, I saw that.
it's a cool card. It's a cool
I
card.
haven't heard that guy's name in years.
Yeah. I don't know how much he signs, but it's a cool card. But
Yeah.
you know what? The case was so bad that the live just sank. It sank. And I'm like, this is the problem. Like, and guess what? 2 days later, nobody's ripping it anymore. So the draft hype is almost done. Like we're 10, no, not even 10. We're not a week.
Yeah, we're weak.
8 days into draft, and people are already looking for what's the next thing? What's the next thing?
Yeah.
I am too, because the quality of draft was so bad this year. So bad. The centering, the surface, everything. After a few days, I told him, I said, this sucks, man. We pulled the true orange Jacob Wilson, and the centering was 90-10.
Yep, it's 90-10 draft.
So yeah, I just think that suggestion is a good starting point, a conversation that they should have. They should ramp down the products, make it a little bit more rare to hit, but at the same sense, listen, I have this problem right now with what's going on. When products are doing well, they love to jack those prices up. They love fucking ticking those prices up. But when products are going down, we can't drop our prices.
It's as low
It's
as we
like,
can go.
what do you think we fucking have to do? When I'm selling Bowman Chrome Sapphire 1 week for $375 a box, and now I'm ripping them for $330 because the product went down. Like I can't justify that's $375 anymore. But they don't want to adjust their prices, so we're having this like fucking tit for tat. Like, hey, if you would adjust your prices, I would probably buy more, but you don't want to drop your prices. It's a lot. It's across the board in the hobby. It's not just with wax. It's with cards too, where someone's into a card for $2,000, the last comes for $1,200, and he doesn't want to move off $2,000. It's like, bud, it's not a $2,000 card. So
we need to revolutionize the way that we have the hobby operated, because right now we're operating in 40 years ago mindset in 2023. And like you said, you just said like 3 big points that are huge, and if they were to change, they would make a massive impact. But like you just said before, with the whole, somebody's got a card, they bought it for $2,000 and it's $1,200 a comp, right? And they don't want to move. That was kind of like what I was saying before with mindset. Okay, yeah, in this modern market, it's going to go up and down. And like you said, sell them, right? Like if they're at the top, sell them, right? Like if it's Ellie, whoever, everyone likes to hold. I do not hold any new cards. They go in, they go out, right? And I don't even flip that much. I don't, right? And I'm going to be 100% transparent about that. I would much rather, like I said, dollar box king, right? I would much rather buy the refractors, short prints of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Warren Sapp, Tom Brady. I don't even care, right? To your point about pricing, the prices of cards are unbelievable. I mean, you have people in the store, and the other thing is too, I don't know the behind the scenes. I don't know everything that with Panini Topps process as far as cost is concerned. So I don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only going off of just consumer. The prices for cards are insane, right? Especially for kids. Kids do not. I mean, I know we've seen them at shows before. They have like suitcases going nuts. They got
these kids got better collections than most people.
Oh yeah, no,
it's crazy. It's unbelievable. And so the other thing,
I saw the video you did with the kid, like the older brother was showing off like the younger brother. I'm like, dude, that guy's got better cards than I do. I don't have a collection anymore, but still, the guy's got better cards than I do.
You go to college with those.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was, you can pay off your student loans with that.
Yeah.
When I was 10,
and I need to.
When I was 10, I got like a pack of cards. It was Upper Deck Football. There was no big hits. There was nothing like that. I got the cards. I was happy. That was it. 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds today, they have like what you just saw, and cool. So you have a great collection. You are starting early. You are set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, right? And I think it's cool that the brother. I don't think that kid's 10, but it's cool that the brother showed it off, right? So, but the average.
I think that was Benjamin Button, by the way, the kid. that liar. That guy's lying.
Yeah,
Does this little kid have a full Gaudi collection?
Yeah, and he's married.
33
Yeah,
Gaudi.
exactly.
He's got a full collection. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, and that's the whole thing. But the average 7-year-old, I've seen this at shows, and it's mildly heartbreaking or when you see it at the store, and the parents in the store. I've been in Target, I've been in Walmart during this. It's insane, right? The parents like, yeah, you can get a thing of cards, and they see like $20 for like 20 cards, right? $40, $50, right? And for blasters, or oh well, it's guaranteed a parallel, right? It's not like if you want to bring more people in, that's scaring people, right? And especially now, because people, I mean, especially with the way that everything's going as far as discretionary income. And trust me, like I said before, I'm all for new product. I'm all for getting people into the collection, into the hobby, and having those 10-year-olds walk around with a suitcase. Like, cool, that's so be it, right? But that's not everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's not all collectors, right? There are some people that just want to collect. Those kids might get those packs. They'll save them for a lifetime. They'll look at them when they're 30, right? Or they just will collect them. And that's it. They're not going to flip them. They're like, hey, I got Joe Burrow's base card. I'm happy with that.
I
That's
think
it. And they'll
that
just keep going.
I think one of the fixes you can do with this to balance the hobby to the retail side of things is make them different. So the retail sets are completely different from the hobby sets. The parallels are different. The images are different. So the people who are spending the $500, $600, $700, $800 on a hobby box, they know that those cards they're pulling can't be pulled in that $50 blaster. And so,
Right.
and vice versa, the blasters are now, the retail side gets a little bit of bump because there's cards in there. They're like, someone
Right.
might go, hey, those fucking cards to 99 and the blasters are super cool cards.
Yeah.
Now those get a bump. But when you have when you have field level silvers being hit in hobby and retail, and you're going, that's killing it. Like, you could go look right now. The Jalen Hurts select field level silvers are so cheap because they made retail that year, and they made the full version of a select field level silvers in retail, and you were seeing them hit more in retail. Back in the day in select, those field level silvers were
box hits.
fucking hard to hit.
You get one per box.
Maybe one per box.
Crazy.
Like, they were super, super hard to hit. I remember ripping 1819 select. And I think we ripped like this is basketball. We ripped like 3 cases. We didn't hit one silver top, like none of the top rookie silver court sides.
Yeah.
Like, they're very hard. That's how it should be. Separate the retail from the hobby, and then you can really pump. You want to talk about, and we're going pretty long here, but the one thing, and we can keep going. The thing that you can do to separate that, because you want to talk about like diversifying, and you're okay with new, like, oh, hey, this is a hobby exclusive product. There will never be retail of this, and I feel like you gotta separate the hobby from the hobby side to the retail side, because the guy that comes in and goes, dude, I spent 20 grand in the last year, and the same fucking cards are being hit in blasters, those kabooms and the downtowns and stuff. Their guys are getting them out of blasters. It's like, that guy now is just like, fuck this. I don't want to rip. Why spend $800 on that hobby box? I'm chasing a kaboom when these guys are just getting them out of these fucking blasters.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is too, when you make these types of products, like you said, separating it out, don't make them garbage. Don't make them crap. Like, if lower the price and make them just as good and memorable as the other one. Obviously, you're not going to get some immaculate sort of level out of all that stuff. I know that's not gonna happen. But don't make it like, oh, here's a pack of cards, go for it. Like, have, like you said, if cutting down production of the other sets to make another product for retail exclusive, and not retail exclusive Topps Chrome versus hobby, right?
Yeah.
If you made another product like that, right, and you had the chances of getting different autographs, different things, but they were cheaper, right? They were $5 a pack or $5 a box, whatever, right? You get You got 4 packs, it's $5, right? The kid gets the whoever, right? Whoever can enjoy it, right? I'm looking at it from a consumer's perspective because there have been so many times where you go in and you look at the hobby stuff and it's like $20 and you're like, oh my goodness, like what am I gonna get? Like hopefully I get something good, right? And I think that needs to happen. And for any product, like if anybody's listening at any one of these things, just know I'm all for I'm all for like bringing a new product, creating more creating more product to get more people into the hobby, being more creative with it. I'm all for that, right? But I don't want people to feel like, oh well, I need like a 10K collection in order to be like considered somewhat relevant or even participate in the hobby, right? That just doesn't like sit well with me. And I'm trying to do more of that myself, right? Where there is an experience with fans and stuff like that, with a younger audience and an audience that's just like, hey, I'm not here to flip, I'm just here to collect. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with sneakers and streetwear. There are people that resell and flip, and there are people that will have a big sneaker wall, right? And they'll never move anything. They're like,
Yeah,
this is my collection.
those are the guys at the card shows that just like they don't sell a thing.
No.
I'm like, what are you doing here then, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, just showing your dick off? Yeah, I'm showing my dick off.
Well,
Yeah, that's what they do. I literally, oh, this one's not for sale. Then why is it in the case?
why you bring
Why
it up?
bring
Why
it
you
if
bring
it's not for sale? Oh, well, unless someone offers me an obscene amount of money for that card.
Leave it
Yeah,
at home.
come on,
Okay,
man.
well then put an obscene amount of fucking number on the card. At least tag it with the price.
Yeah,
I
put
hate those guys, man. Those guys
put
drive
your
me nuts.
tags, put your prices on your cards. You have no idea how many boxes I've gone through where it's just an empty box.
Yeah.
And it's like everything's different. I'm like, I need to calculate this in my head. I'm
Yeah.
going through these slabs or these boxes, and if they're all different prices and I don't know what they are, I'm going to. I there are times where I just walk away.
Yeah.
I really do.
Last
I will walk.
Organization.
Do you have
too.
anything you want to talk about or
No,
ask?
kinda
I
talk
have
about
one
it,
more
like-
question. That's about it.
Do you think Fanatics is in a better direction than like Panini and Topps now that Fanatics is involved?
I do think so. I think I think it's gonna, it's still revolutionizing. I think that there's a lot of things that um Mike Rubin and the team over there are doing right now. I think that they, if they're gonna create quality product and they're gonna move it into the right direction, because right now they're in kind of the revolutionary phase. They bought them, they have a lot of control now, and you're already seeing it. Like I said this before, I said this to a couple people. What they did with the Brady commercial and the Acuna commercial with the buybacks,
Yeah.
right? That is the best hobby commercial I have seen ever. Like
They're
that
the
is
only ones too.
probably one of the only ones. If I saw that on TV, I'd be like, "This is sick. I
Yeah.
love this." Right? And I don't. And that's another thing too. I don't know why they don't do that, because I want to see a Topps commercial in a Super Bowl. Right? I want to see.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
Like,
I'm
I've-
looking forward to the basketball and the football side coming over to Fanatics. I think they're going in the right direction.
Oh, I do
I
too.
think that they're gonna hit these speed bumps on the way. You know, the
Oh, yeah.
superfractor debacle in 2023 Bowman Chrome hobby, where they were double superfractors. They're gonna go through the fucking the hiccups. They're gonna hit bumps along the way. They brought in the best of the best around the world at all these big fucking companies. A lot of them don't know sports cards, so they're kind of working through it as well.
Right.
But these guys are reaching out to me, they're reaching out to other people, and they're trying to learn. And that's the best thing about it. How can we be better? How can we take care of the customers? They roll the red carpet out for this person. This guy spent $1 million in the last 2 years. Do the right thing. Do the fucking right
Do the
thing, right?
fucking right
Do
thing.
the right
That's
thing.
our whole
Do
mantra.
the right
is like,
thing.
do the right thing. And I think they're going that direction. They got to work through some of the kinks.
Yeah.
They got to. But I think in the end, I think it will be better. And I think as long as us, when I say us, the people on the outside, influencers, content creators, LCSs, breakers, collectors, whatever you have, flippers, if we can stop the tit for tat bickering and complaining back and forth about certain things and come together, and sometimes have to take a stand on some things where we go, fuck that, dude. We're not buying that product. You know what? We're not in. We don't like that. We don't like the way you did this. Whatever that might be, maybe that'll help them to go, like, kind of open their eyes and go, all right, these guys have a lot more influence, pun intended, on what we're doing. And if we don't kind of cater to this group, because no matter how big the hobby looks, it's pretty fucking small.
Tight.
You know,
Yeah, it
you
is.
go to these shows and you're seeing the same people, the same groups, the same breakers, the same collectors, the same cards.
Less now.
Yeah, less now.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But it's the same. So we're such a tight knit community, and I think that they should be listening to this. They should be watching breaks on Whatnot all the time. They should be watching things everywhere and listening to people, the people that are spending their hard-earned money every single day in our lives. I say it all the time, and I don't want to cut you off. I just want to go on this little rant. There's a guy who breaks with us, and I'm going to say it out loud because we've been trying to work this together. Will Matt, he's a fucking huge supporter of ours. Shout out to that guy. Guy's a fucking dog, right?
Yes, he is.
He's in our live, whether he's spending or not, he's in our live night in and night out, okay? This guy, not only does he break with us, he buys every single Topps release on the website. And he hits nukes. He hits fucking huge cards, right? And I always tell him, I go, why the fuck you spending money with us, dude? Just keep buying boxes on Topps. You're hitting big cards, right? So long story short, he hits a Corbin Carroll Topps Chrome, regular Topps Chrome, not update, Topps Chrome refractor auto. There was no signature on it. And I'm going, he hits me up. He goes, dude, can you believe this shit? I go, that's fucking crazy. So he sends he sends it in, tells them what happened. They sent him, his replacement was a Gunnar Henderson rookie auto, base auto. And they said that was comparable. And that alone, right there, it's like, that's so easy to fix, man. That's not comparable because you have a refractor auto and a base auto. We're talking about SP to fucking base. We're talking about Corbin Carroll to Gunnar when he talks about selling. It's not that hard. Okay, when there's these issues that come up, especially through Topps, like I'm screaming at the fucking top of the mountain right now because I'm so passionate about especially the people that spend with us,
the consumers in whole.
Yeah, because this is a guy who, if this such a situation doesn't get handled, the guy's gone. The guy's just gonna be like, you know what, dude? I'll sell my fucking cards. I'll keep the cards I like. I'm fucking gone. I ain't gonna spend. So I'm passionate about this because not only is this so fucking small, not only does this hurt us, it hurts Topps, it hurts the hobby, it hurts them, like it hurts everybody. And it's such a fucking small, it's so small. Hey, the guy didn't get an auto. Just fucking replace the auto or send him a goddamn box. You know what? Do the right thing. And I hate getting fucking worked up over it, but it's so minute, it's so small that it's like, well, you know, just handle it. Just handle it. This guy, you could clearly go on his Topps account and go, hey, this guy buys a lot of shit from us. Oh, really? You know, hey, guy breaks a lot too. Take care of him. That's all.
If it happened to him, it probably happened to many others as well.
Yeah, and how many are gone that they just didn't put a lot of focus on. So I think that's my biggest fear right now, currently in the hobby, is the guys who are not getting taken, the redemption side, the missing auto side, like the customer care needs to be fucking top notch all the time. All the time.
It needs to be. And, you know, the passion, you know, and I share that same passion. There is nothing more that I want doing the Card Dome than to grow the hobby. If that's with, you know, and I want to work, you know, working with all the companies, you know, I love what they do. They all have their own unique thing about them that makes them who they are, and it makes them special. But like you said, with things like that, it's so incredibly tough, you know, to see that, right? You know, you get like something that doesn't seem comparable, right? And you know, people leave, right? Luckily, this guy is very, you know, he knows you guys. He's a good customer, right?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
Yeah.
I called him.
Exactly.
He came in the live and he was like, "Fuck Topps," and I was like, I said, chill. I said, call me. So we talked afterwards. I said, I'll do whatever I have to do. And that's the thing that I want to convey to the companies out there, not just Topps and Fanatics, but like Panini, like as a breaker and the things that I'm willing to do. That day, I gave him a free spot in our break, $130 spot in our break, because I knew he was frustrated. 1, 2, it was his birthday. I said, this is a double whammy. And I said, you know what? Just hop in the break, get a spot on, just take a spot on the house, right? I gave him a free spot. So now in the back of my mind, I'm the one I'm the one that's going that extra length for you. Not only that, I'm such a fucking champion for this company. It's like it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's just like you got to get a grasp on the people. That's the biggest thing here. It's like get a grasp on who's in the hobby and what do they want and what do they like and how are you going to make them happy. The more happier the collector is, the fucking more people are going to come in. The more people are going to spend, and it's going to help for everybody.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think that, like I said, Tops, Panini, Leaf, they all do things that are unique. And the new card companies that, are, making their way in, right? There's nothing that you can say that's, obviously you're going to get some sort of mistake. It's just how it is, right? You're going to get mistakes. Like you said before, there's going to be bumps in the roads that they're going to be rolling over, and then that's it. With stuff like that, we want to grow the hobby, grow the passion, right? I mean, you look at, I reference this all the time, sneaker culture, streetwear culture. Those communities are strong. Those are tight knit. Like and they make the collectibles, hobby look just, minute. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's wild. And I see that and I said, and it's not nothing against the sneaker and the streetwear. I think what they're doing is great. I think what, Mike Rubin and the guys at Tops, what they're doing, bringing in the athletes with that kind of interactive thing, with the commercials and everything. I think that's great. Nothing has happened like that in the hobby before.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we
awesome.
need that. We
Change is
need that
good.
kind of stuff, right? So if we created more content like that, like I have in my head, I have like 5 commercials, 30-second commercial ideas that I would love to pitch to any one of them, right? Anyone who wants me, right? I could pitch 5 ideas, right? Just to grow grow it, right? Kids my age, right? I'm 22, right? There's not a lot, there's people in the hobby that are like in their 20s and everything,
Mhm.
but it's not like mainstream. But I know a lot of sports fans, right? I know a lot of sports fans. So how do you get those sports fans and make them get interested in sports cards? Because they're
And
into sports
gamblers.
betting.
Yeah, and
And
gamblers.
gamblers.
There's a lot of gamblers.
Well, and that's the thing. I was just about to say that they're into sports betting. They're into fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're into the game. Like you have flags of the Bills and the Steelers.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Patriots.
Jerseys.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
jerseys,
you got the
yeah.
jerseys. I know people that have jersey collections bigger than like a lid store. Like
Mhm.
seriously, it's that crazy. But they're not into cards, and I'm like, how really? Like you never thought of ever getting like a Tyreek, even like another jersey. I mean, I wouldn't want people to like. I've seen people wear autographed jersey, and it makes
Mm.
my skin crawl. Right? It's crazy. But
Unless
if
it's from
like
a
if,
repack. Doesn't even have the fucking logo.
Boom.
Yeah.
if you
Teddy's
if you
2 cents.
if you
It's
ever
true.
had, right, if you're like a Dolphins fan, right, and and you have all this Dolphins merchandise and all these Dolphins things, and you don't have like Tyreek Hill cards and Tua cards and Jalen Waddle, and you don't have their jerseys and everything, right, the signed jerseys. It's like, how do I get those people to come in? And that's what I try to do on a daily basis.
I'll tell you how you get them in. You tell them it's a lot easier to hide sports cards from your wife than a fucking jersey. You can hide 10,000 sports cards in your fucking in your
box.
closet. You can't hide those fucking 15 jerseys.
No.
Hey, I mean, unless you put them in like a box, you got them nice and folded and everything.
Yeah,
just,
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, dude. That was good, dude. I'm good. That was a great fucking pod,
Yeah.
man.
Dude,
I
We did
I
an
could do this
hour,
again.
dude. We
I could do
it-
another hour.
Yeah, no, we should. We're gonna have you on more. I told you this on the phone. I'm like, it's gonna go good. We're gonna have you on more and talk about more of the content. There are other things I want to get into, but the longer we go over an hour, we'll have to split it up into part 2 and stuff. But I want to have you back on again because I want to get into the AI aspect of the
Oh.
hobby and NFTs and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And I want to get into that stuff. So give everybody like the rundown where everyone can find you: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, yada yada yada.
So you can, I mean, Instagram is the main place. So Instagram at the Card Dome, on Instagram, and then the YouTube, same thing, the Card Dome. just space it out. And Facebook, not really popping off, so I'm not really gonna, talk about that one yet.
Yeah.
Twitter, same thing. You can follow me there as well. But mainly, and I don't even have TikTok. I mean, I do have like a one to just like find videos and everything,
Yeah.
but that's about it. It's just BS. But Instagram and YouTube are the two places. I do need to expand more. I need to be like I need to take Gary V's advice. Go on LinkedIn and start
Yeah.
making vids on there.
Just do it, right?
Yeah,
What do we
make some
say?
reels
Just,
on
just
there.
fucking do it.
Hey,
So-
that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Guys, go follow the Card Dome. Get in touch with Paul if you want to, fucking, you know what? This guy does good content.
Good
Reach out
videos.
to him. Maybe he'll, $500 a week. He'll pop out a few videos for you or something. Get this guy some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey.
Other than that, yeah.
I'm out. Hey, anybody that wants to reach out, I say this: the door is always open, right?
Yeah.
There's always a seat at the table, right?
That's great. Yeah, yeah. Get this guy money, and you know what? On the back end, pop me fucking a couple $100
Yeah.
too. For putting you in contact. You selfish sons of bitches.
Brokerage.
Yeah. Other than that, I appreciate everyone listening. It was a great pod. If you want to sponsor the pod, fucking hit me up. I don't care if you want to, we're a little bit edgier, right? I know, people don't want to come in, say this or
authentic,
that,
though. That's what
but you
matters.
know what? We'll say what we want to say and say how we want to say it. Appreciate you coming on, Paul. Teddy, appreciate sitting next to you all every day. You smell great today.
Better than
Smell
yesterday.
a lot better than I
Better
did.
than your asshole. It's out of your ass.
Oh, that's bad. Bad. That was Punani bad. Appreciate everyone listening. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, share. Even if you don't like us, share.
You're watching.
Peace.